Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. I have Pat McGrath's new Divine Rose blush collection to show you today. I ordered 4 shades from this collection. In addition to the blushes, I also ordered the highlighter. So we have the blush. These look gorgeous. I haven't tried them yet. We will try them together. And then the highlighter in the shade Golden Nectar. And she released a new luxe quad called Voyeuristic Vixen. It is what I have on my eyes today. I won't be spending too much time on the quad because I do intend to make a dedicated video where we compare these shades against my other Pat McGrath palettes. But this luxe quad, of all the quads she'd been releasing since fall of last year, I felt most excited about when I saw the photos. So why don't we head on to the blushes. We'll do swatches and cheek swatches, and then at the end I'll also add on the highlighter. So I have a fairly nude lip today. I'm hoping it will really make the blushes pop, but you know, if this lip color doesn't work out with some of the blushes, we can always find another lip shade from behind and then switch it up that way. So with her blushes, they do come in demi matte and satin finish. So I have 4 shades. This is Flirtatious. I think it's gorgeous. It's demi matte. And Divine Rose, also a demi matte shade. And I love the rose embossing. I think it's so beautiful. It's perfect, super on theme. And then the brightest shade that I got, and this is Cherish, also demi matte. And Nude Venus, and this is in a satin finish. So Nude Venus has some gold flecks in it. Haven't swatched these yet, so let's see what they're like on the skin. First 2 shades I have here is Flirtatious and Divine Rose. And they go on very smoothly. Look at that. Wow. It felt very smooth, like Bake Chalet formula, and then as I swatch it, you can see just how beautifully these pigments came off and transferred onto my wrist. I did not go and watch anybody else's review, so this is indeed my first time going into the blushes without much expectation. So I'll be definitely checking other content creators' reviews after I do this, because I just wanted to, I guess, get a first-hand feel and experience with these blushes before I see what others think. And the shade I just swatched now is called Cherish. And the last one here is called Nude Venus. This is the one in a satin finish. Just want to show you guys up close. I see more of the satin finish kind of like this, but as a swatch, it's a little bit hard to tell. Like maybe this looks like a little bit softer and has a sheen, more of a sheen than the others. Well, they all look great. I am several shades deeper. I got a lot of sun last week, and I am so far impressed with how vibrant these shades are. And I'll go ahead and swatch the highlight as well. It is buttery soft like the blushes. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. All of the products, the blushes, the highlighter, and the Luxe Quad are all made in Italy. They have a shelf life. The blushes have a shelf life of 18 months. Same thing with the highlight, and the quad has a shelf life also of 18 months. I do want to spend a little bit of time on the package, the boxes of these blushes. So it's in this kind of wisteria or lavender shade here. Ingredients and whatnot are printed on the back, and they open up like this, which I really prefer, next to having to dig your finger in. Sometimes they're pretty snug in there, like the product's pretty snug and it pushes against that flap. It's not the easiest. I've cut myself trying to get it to open. So I love this kind of envelope sleeve here. And this is textured right here. partially because of this gold foil, but actually this itself is textured. I think you can hear it. And I just like that. I like that kind of detail. It is Pat McGrath, it is luxury makeup, so I appreciate that level of detail. And the gold trim around the box, also very flattering. Since this is Pat's first set of blushes she's launched, I don't have previous blush packaging from hers to compare against, but we can take a look at the Luxe Quads packaging. So what I have here, this was a Luxe Quad. This is Interstellar Icon that was released fall of last year, and it's much bigger next to the one from this collection because there's actually not only the packaging size difference, there's actually more product in Interstellar Icon, released again last fall. So here it's a total of 8 grams of product, and Voyeuristic Vixen is actually a total of 4.9 grams of product. Yeah, so there is a product quantity difference and also the package difference as well. So I thought that was interesting. Honestly, when I look at it like this, it looks the same. I think the actual lacquered compact is the same, but when I hold these two, this actually does feel heavier because there is actually more product inside. I'm ready to move on to the cheek swatches. I'll first start with these two here, Flirtatious and Divine Rose. These two are most neutral and perhaps maybe most suitable for my skin tone. There were definitely deeper, very beautiful shades that were released too that I didn't pick up. So I'm in a mood for neutral. I mean, look at this dress here, and I chose concealer lip for color today. On the right side, I'm going to apply Flirtatious. And it is very neutral, but I do like the obvious like peachy pink that you see, and it goes very well with today's look. Next is Divine Rose on the left side. So this is Divine Rose and Flirtatious. I think I like Divine Rose more with today's look. I'm going to take these off. We'll come back for the next two blushes. Next I have Cherish, and she is the brightest. I like her. On the left side, I will be putting on the last blush, which is Nude Venus. And Nude Venus is gorgeous as well. Can really see that satin finish. Oh, I like these a lot. That satin finish is probably my favorite out of all four, because it gives you that like subtle added radiance, and I do like that for blushes. Wow. I'm really impressed with these blushes. They go on beautifully, they swatch beautifully, and they go on beautifully. Well, now I wish I got all of the shades. I know a lot of people did end up getting all of the shades, and bravo to them. It was like excellent choice. Well, I'm happy with my purchases. So last step here, let me add the highlighter on both sides, and also because I have the swatches here, I will add some highlighter just onto part of the swatches, at least for the first two shades that I didn't get to layer this on, so you guys can have a look and compare the difference. And the highlighter is beautiful. I think it's a really nice shade for the summer. but also seems to be really universally flattering and seems to go well. I do like how Golden Nectar looks with Nude Venus. Like, I really like this combo. This is still beautiful too, but I think this blush would go better with a slightly brighter lip, or even like a bright pink lip. I think this blush needs something else other than this to really, you know, make it all go together better. So now I'm going to add some highlighter to Flirtatious and Divine Rose. Got some on my fingers here. Very pretty. You can go light-handed and just be subtle with your highlighter, or you could add it kind of all over the cheek. You can add it under, so highlighter first and then the blush if you wanted more glow. It makes sense to me that these are demi-matte because you could really play with the highlighter. Add that first and then add these, you know, demi-matte blushes on. I do have two other Pat McGrath highlighters that she released recently. So first, this is the Sublime Skin Highlighter in Champagne Gold, and we'll do some comparisons. Also, like, you know, I do this every time I take it out because I think it's amazing how heavy it is. It's a paperweight. It's beautiful. However, it is beautiful. Now, this highlighter, when it first came out, we all thought it would have a very eye-catching, like glimmering effect, but it's more of a satin. You can see the metallic, so it's more satin, and so therefore it is more subtle. And you can build it up, you can add it on, but it's just not going to have that same kind of like sparkle bling effect as this, for example. The highlighter she released after the Sublime Skin is going to be Skin Fetish. So the shade here, this is Divine Rose, and this is one of those where I have to dig my finger in and just end up using my nail to open up that box. This is the packaging. So this is what it looks like. And all three, they're quite different. This one here, Golden Nectar, is the warmest, and Champagne Gold is the coolest, and Divine Rose is the most sparkly of the three. And I feel like on camera, maybe not that much of a difference, but when I look at it like this, I feel like it is most reflective, like shifting. It has the most shift of the three. And of the three highlighters, both Golden Nectar and Divine Rose are made in Italy. This one here, Champagne Gold, is made in Taiwan. And when I went into Pat McGrath's blushes and I tapped off the excess, so you get a lot of pigment. You don't have to use a lot of pressure with your brush, and you'll get a lot because there is some kick up. Now, after I tap off the excess, I didn't feel like, there was blush kind of going all over the place, like sometimes you would experience with eyeshadow. So I don't think it's an issue. I think it does adhere and go on your cheeks really nicely. It just kind of melds into the skin. But yeah, once again, because it's so pigmented, you really don't need that much product, and it just goes a long ways. So there you have it. That is my review and demo of these blushes. I think they're gorgeous. I do think Nude Venus is my favorite because, again, that peachy shade and the satin finish is like everything. It also goes really well with this look. If I had to pick a second shade, it'd probably be Divine Rose. I'd love to spend more time to play with this and even do a bright lip with Cherish. I think it deserves that kind of experimentation to give it a really fair go. I'm tempted to get more now because these have been really great. Let me know below if you've picked up any of the blushes or maybe all of them. I'm definitely gonna go check out other content creators and their videos on these blushes. Interested to see what the whole community has to say and how they feel about these. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope the rest of your weekend goes very well. See you in the next one. Bye.